what I know is true is that for evangelicals of various denominations, there is a strong support for Israel, and that support is based in a biblical understanding of the role of Israel in the part of God's history in dealing with humankind. And it's also based on the notion, the clear understanding that Israel is America's friend, and at least up until recently, perhaps its only friend in that region of the world. And so for very common sense reasons, many evangelicals understand that Israel deserves the support of America.
Well, we were there together 5 months ago. Was it your first visit?
That was my third trip to Israel, and it was the second for the Christian Media Summit. I was at the first Christian Media Summit the year before, which would have been my second time to Israel.
So we stood in the West Bank together. We looked out over Palestinian towns, Jewish towns. What was your perspective? What did you see there that you'd like people to know?
I was struck again by visiting Israel in observing just how small that country is in terms of landmass. And when you think about the enemies that have surrounded Israel during most of its existence for 70 years, sometimes quite hostile, in a quite hostile way, literally at war with Israel, it gives you a different perspective to understand the security situation that Israel faces. When people think about the so-called wall that is dividing Israel from the West Bank, and they think that is some onerous thing, they really need to understand that before that wall went up, there was a great deal of terrorism that was coming across that border into Israel, and that wall has helped to reduce vastly the number of terrorist incidents. Well, all we have to do is look at the news in the last week and understand how vulnerable still Israel is when you've got rockets flying into Tel Aviv and into southern Israel from Gaza, which is a terrorist state basically, and know that Israel's security situation remains a very difficult one. So being in Israel and it's seeing how small the country is, understanding the threats that Israel is under, helps to put an even sharper point to the understanding of Israel's security needs. That doesn't mean that Palestinians shouldn't enjoy human rights. They should. In fact, they do. In fact, many Palestinians would say privately that they thrive better under an Israeli administrative state than they do under Palestinian rule. And all we have to do is look to Gaza to see that that's true. When you see the civilian situation in Gaza and compare that to the civilian situation in the West Bank, or even to Palestinians who are living within the Israeli territory itself, you understand that certainly Israel is much better a defender of human rights than is the Palestinian Authority that's supposed to defend its own people. Still, Palestinians deserve and need human rights. These are difficult issues. I don't mean to downplay the fact that they are difficult issues. Our government, yet again, is attempting to find a peace agreement, and there are expectations that an announcement will come soon after the current Israeli political season. And so for Christians, the core convictional truth is that we have a duty to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. That is a clear command in Scripture, repeated command in Scripture, and beyond anything else that one must believe about that situation, evangelicals understand that prayer is at the very beginning of what it is that we understand about the situation with Israel.